I'm Dani Wallace, and welcome to Be Inspired. We are here at the Impossible Manchester. We bring together the best speakers in their field to teach you all about spiritual connection, business growth, personal development. It is a one-stop shop for lighting up your life and your business.
I've seen Dani on Facebook, so I was curious to find out more about her and how she works. She's got an amazing energy to her.
I came today so I could sit in the audience and soak it all up, having spoke at the last Be Inspired.
I attended on Zoom in April and it was fantastic, and it had already changed my life at that point, so I knew that I just had to be in real life this time.
Be Inspired is an event where you can come and recharge, reinvigorate, get yourself plugged in, hyped up, ready to take on the world. Some people want to connect with their business and their mission message and share that to a wider audience. Some people want to reconnect with their story and use their experience as somebody else's survival guide. People often come to me and think, oh, I want to be a speaker on stage, and this process is so much more than that. We hang out like the weirdos, like the crazy people, the people that actually do something with their lives, that plug into things like personal development, safe spaces for us to grow, to learn together and to support each other.
I have loved every minute. I am super pleased that I've nailed what I wanted to do.
The whole experience with Dani, she really helps to pull that out of you, and she helps to make sure that you're prepared, and she's there like holding space for you the whole way, although I thought I was going to get my pants.
It has pushed me completely out of my comfort zone, but I've done it and it's an incredible experience, and now I want to do more.
There are a few ways you can get involved with Be Inspired. One is to join the Be Inspired Mastermind. Every 6 months, I open up 20 spaces for 20 incredible people to share their business and their mission message, and also work with me to really hone their talks so they can go and get booked, reach more people and make more money, honey. Or if you're not quite ready for that, just come and be in the room where it happens.
Be Inspired has been just such an incredibly positive experience for me.
Go for it and spread your message, because really powerful things happen when we all get together and connect.
You've got to be here, be inspired.
If you're thinking about buying a ticket to this event, do it now.
You can join us at the next event of Be Inspired on the 31st of March and 1st of April 2022. You would be a fool to miss it. Hello, I'm back again. How are you? I'm back. I tell you what, every time I see that video, it really does. That literally transports me back to Be Inspired. And it was only a few short weeks ago that we were in that room together, and that we were, all of those incredible speakers were sharing their stories in the most phenomenal way. It was amazing. Let me know if you're watching along. A few of you watching this afternoon, a very good afternoon to you. We're here for the late lunch, kind of rolling in. I'm going to be interviewing one of our previous cohort members today. The glorious Kate Davis is going to be joining us in just a couple of seconds. But I just wanted to have a quick celebrate with you all. Last night, I was having a little scroll through. I was having a little scroll through the Amazon, as you do. Because the kids are mothering me for Halloween costumes that I may or may not have procured yet. Any of the dead good mums out there, they've actually handmade any of the costumes, like snaps to you. You're not that, your girl's not that girl. So I was having a little mooch through. I thought, I'll just check in on my book whilst I'm there, because today the glorious Abigail Horn is hosting an open day over on her page. Really take you through the backstage of what it's like to create a book with her. So whenever I publish a book, I do it with Abs. I've got 3 books now with her. I've got one is my little micro book, Closed Mouths Don't Get Fed, which so many of you have got and love. We've got the it starts with me book from the Rockstar Level Up, which was just phenomenal as a collaboration book that we created. And then we've got the I Am the Queen Bee book, which I should have a copy in my hand, but don't. I should have a coffee just here to just show you that I don't. But it's called I Am the Queen Bee, How I Overcame Self-Sabotage to Fly Anyway, and how you can too. And that book, honestly, the number of reviews that we've got is just phenomenal. The reviews that we do have are amazing. But we are consistently hitting in bestseller with that book all the time. And today is one of those days. So I'm currently sat in bestseller status once again with that phenomenal book. It's been an absolute life changer. So yeah, having that book has just been amazing. Huge shout out to Authors & Co and the team for always being such support when it comes to my books. It's just been, paying off in dividends. It's been a whole year. On the 30th it will have its anniversary of its release, and still a year on it's sitting up there in the bestseller status, which is just phenomenal. So huge love and thank you to everybody. It's on cheaps at the minute. It's like £3.60 or something like that, ridiculous, on the Amazon. So go and check it out. Go and grab yourself a copy, or grab a copy for your friend if you've read it before. That's my little book, like a celebration about my book. But enough about that. On from writing to speaking. As you know, I am an international celebrity public speaking coach. I help people speak. I help people talk about their businesses so they can reach more people, make more money. And we do much deeper work than that as well. So it's so much more than just learning how to speak. It's about connecting with your ideal client in a way that is visceral, in a way that really, really, really resonates with them. It's about building your audience in a beautiful, organic way. It's about really bringing the reason you're here to help the world to the forefront and allowing you to be the lighthouse. Now, somebody who is incredibly brilliant, quite frankly, at being the lighthouse in her particular area of the world is the very glorious Kate Davis. Everybody, leadership coach Kate Davis, get yourself in here. Hello.
Hello, gorgeous. How are you? As you were saying that, I haven't got my books. Look, I'm fully merched up. Don't you worry. I've got a bag behind me. I've got all the kit.
I love it. One of the best things about having merch and books and stuff like that is that people do, like, they get them and they show them off, and it's amazing. I was walking down the street. I was wearing one of our varsity jackets the other day, and I was in London. And I was just walking past a club, and the bouncer stopped me. Excuse me. I was like, what? Like, ready. I was ready to go. I'm from the ghetto. I know these things, right? And I was like, what? And he went, I love your jacket. I was like, okay. I love your jacket. Can I take a picture of your jacket? I'm like, yeah, go on then. And then they've just been in touch can they buy the jacket? So it's amazing when you've got these like assets, or you're instantly recognizable, like what you can do with it. So it's been a lovely few days for stuff like that. But we're not here talking about me and mine. I want to talk about you and yours. Kate, you was on not the Be Inspired Just Gone, although it does feel like it when we start to talk about it. It feels like we've blinked.
I know. And
then we're already thinking about two Be Inspired on from where you were on last. You were in our TV studio, Be Inspired.
I was, yeah. Although I was just watching that video going, I've got a FOMO. Can I do the next one, please? I want to be on that stage. Yes, I was.
I mean, you can.
Yeah, absolutely right. I was at the fabulous Istead Studios in a proper telly studio. It was very exciting.
It was very exciting.
Yeah.
It was. And that wasn't the original intention for us, that we were going to be in the studio. It was that we were going to be in real life. But actually, it did connect us with the Istead Studio, who fully support us now with our live eventing. So if any of you get an online ticket, you can watch at home and get that in the room experience because of the team that we use there. They're brilliant, aren't they?
Absolutely amazing. Really, I've worked in the event industry for a long time, and they're absolutely at the top of their game, and they're really lovely people too.
They're just lush. We love you. Huge shout out to Neil and the squad at Istead Studios. They are such a support for us. But Kate, I had the honour of working with you from the later part of last year. So essentially, this intake, but for last year, right? So this time last year, you decided, amongst other people, to come and get involved in Be Inspired. What brought you to that decision, Kate?
number
The
one.
book.
So this,
Okay.
well, you and I we'd been in each other's worlds for a little while, so I knew
Right.
you, and I already loved you, so I already
Yeah.
knew that this was going to be a really safe place to come and talk, and come and actually grow as a human being as well as a business owner.
Right.
But this time last year, I was fortunate enough to actually be on holiday, and I was reading this on a sun lounger, and I was like, oh, I love this woman, and then the challenge, and I thought, this is it. I've got to. Do I do the course? Oh, no. If I'm going to do this, I've got to go for it. I've got to do it. It's something that I have, as I say, I worked in live events for a really long time.
Yeah.
And I spent a long time looking at other people on the stage and thinking, I wonder how they do that. I wonder how they have the confidence to do that. I wonder how they have the belief that they've got something worth saying.
Yeah.
Some of them don't have something worth saying, but they're
but
anyway.
Some of them are there anyway.
Which also gives me more confidence that actually I might have something worth
right
saying. But the thing that I thought, well, this is something I really want to do. I had all of the mind monkeys talking about how I didn't have anything to say, or I didn't have anything more very interesting to say, or very different to say, or very whatever to say. But I remember
I always shake my head when you say that, because I'm like, it baffles me. It doesn't baffle me. It never ceases to surprise me, and remains the reason why I do what I do.
Yeah.
Is because I find it infuriating when I know people like you who've got these phenomenal stories, who've got this phenomenal expertise, who rightly should be taking up the space, where you've got the people who are huffing and puffing and saying nothing, you've got the people who are peacocking and blasé, and actually what they're saying out the mouth ain't that good. Like when we get people like you who really do have something to say and we've got a huge amount of change to make in the world, I'm like, oh, of course you do. Get here. Come here. Let's get you out there, for God's sake.
Yeah. And this is the thing. I remember having this conversation with you and saying, well, these are my big lofty goals and blah blah blah. And you were like, yeah, but but I'm worried I haven't got anything to say. And you just being like, that's just complete BS.
I love you, but that's bullshit. And you've definitely got things to say. Please
come and I will help you and we will go through all of this. And I remember the not having enough to say. Our conversation, one of the one-to-ones where you basically write down my entire life story and we pull out what happened. We had to go a couple of times, didn't we? Because I was talking quite a lot. There was a lot in there.
There was a lot there, though. There was a lot there. That first one-to-one, the Story Finder, is really intensive. But the idea is that we get as many stories. The premise is that everything that's happened to and for you, which is like when you think, fucking hell, a lot of us are in our late 30s, 40s, 50s that are taking part in this. There's a lot of stuff going on. Mm-hmm. So with that in mind, yes, it's intensive, but actually it allows you to throw everything on the table, and that is content for years then.
Yes.
And we never hold ourselves the space to do it.
We don't, and we don't realize, because it's happening to us. It's like anything. It's like your expertise in anything. Because it's really normal and natural to you, and you talk about it all the time, you think everybody knows how to do it.
Yeah.
It's like your superpower. You never know what your superpower is until somebody else points it out, because it's so normal and natural to you. Your story is your story. And I think I felt that because I didn't have a big kind of, PR hooky type story to my life, that wasn't enough, that wasn't exciting enough or interesting enough or different enough or whatever. But actually each of us have got so much to teach and to show and to illuminate for other people, that when you're talking and you can see people and you can see that connection and like, oh shit, that's me. Shit, I did that. Shit, yeah, that's right. It's phenomenal, the power of being able to connect properly with people and being able to get your message, your story across, so other people don't feel alone like you do.
Right, absolutely. And I think you touched on something really, really important there, is that in order to be a speaker, you don't have to bleed for an audience. And what I mean by that is that you don't have to, like, I've got a pretty meaty story in that it's quite harrowing when you start to break it down. Like, there is domestic abuse. The way that I grew up was hard. It was difficult. There was homelessness and stuff like that. But that doesn't mean to say if that hasn't happened to you, then you shouldn't be speaking. It's just, that's just my story. There are things that that you've experienced, Kate, that are equally hard hitting. You don't have to kind of go to the depths of despair in order to orate, in order to connect, in order to teach people. If I think, talks are split up into, I always think they're a kind of game of two halves, the two sections, connection plus value. If you're just spending all your time connecting, then you're not really teaching anything. You're not giving anybody anything to go away. If you're only giving value, then you're a teacher. You're training. That's not speaking for me. And actually, by marrying up the two, your way of connecting, your story, your frustrations, your vulnerabilities, doesn't matter whether you've been a drug addict or not. Like, who's asked, really? Like, and people often refrain from coming to see me because they've got a story that's too boring. Nothing really happened to me. It went right. It were okay. My childhood were all right. I weren't beat up. I'm like, good, because we need to hear from you.
and just because you have a normal upbringing, I had a normal upbringing, whatever the hell that is. That doesn't necessarily mean that we don't have our ups and downs. We don't have things that, for me, actually normal was the bit that I was trying to avoid.
Yeah.
But actually, what I talked about on the stage was actually adding more juice back in, being able to colour outside the lines or rub out the lines completely, not having to do everything that everybody expects you to do. Because my upbringing was normal. And, I was happy growing up. I had a roof over my head. I had, nice things around, etc. Actually, that it's okay to still want more than that. It's okay to want different things, to want other things, to want more fun and more joy and more, as I say,
juice. I love it. Does anybody talk to you without doing this now when you say juice? I'm like, whoa. No. It's what it feels
like. Either people come up to me and do that, or they sing my name and then go, but I can't do it like that.
Oh, and we can't help it. Do you know, even my children now sing your name.
I know. So much. I love that so much.
So Kate, you jumped in and we went through the process, with the story finder, and we really you created just the most lovely, informative, inspiring talk. What was your favorite bit of the process?
Oh, that's quite a hard question to answer because there was so much of it. I loved being on stage. I came off stage and went, can I go back on again?
Can I do it again? Everybody does. Even when they shit themselves, they go back on. It's like going on a roller coaster and everyone's scared all the way up to the fact that they're sitting in. Even when they're going up the hill for the first time, they're still shitting themselves. And then as soon as they're done, the seatbelts are off, they run back to the front of the queue again. I want to go again.
Yeah. I just wanted to go back on again. I wanted to go back on again. It was so much fun. So there was obviously the actual doing of it, the actual performance, which was wonderful, and really I've got to stress that yes, it is terrifying, but you hold people in such a wonderful way that not only do we feel completely held, completely covered, but also that this is a great fun thing to do. We're all in this together, and this is just going to be a good bbig party. Come on, let's come on. So if you are thinking about doing this and you're like, but I'll never be able to get on that stage, you will, because if not, Dani in a poo suit or similar. I'm gutted I missed Wonder Woman this year.
You missed the bee, Kate. You missed the bee.
I know. You missed the bee.
I came out as Wonder Woman on day one, and everybody thought that was the costume that I'd got to top the poo suit, and it wasn't. It was day two, doing the full knee slide in a bee suit with an inflatable electric guitar, singing "I Am the One and Only." That's what you missed. You lucky thing.
Seriously, I want to do it again. Oh, so. Dear.
But you're right. Like, creating that joy when you're doing something like that is really, really important to have that moment to anchor yourself to have the event to anchor yourself to. Some people will go and they'll speak for the first time and it will be fraught with fear, and it'll be fraught with, you know, if you look back and anchor yourself to that point, and many people do. Do you know people do? Do you know what people do? I'm going to share one of my ridiculous pieces of information that I have retained for whatever reason. You know, when you go to, say, I don't know, you're in a shopping centre, or you, I don't know, in the workplace, and there is a set of toilet cubicles.
Yes.
Right? And you go, like, you'll go to the toilet in a toilet cubicle, and then you don't die. So then what you do next time is you will go back to the same toilet cubicle because it is a safe place. I don't know if you've ever found this, but if you've ever gone somewhere and there's multiple toilets to choose from, I'm not saying the being spies like being on the toilet, bear with me, but you are anchored to a safe and positive experience. So you'll go to the same one. If you were to go to a different cubicle, it may be that one might not be very safe, but you know this one is safe, so you'll go to the same one each time. So when people have, sometimes their first, and in some respects, being inspired is often, not for everybody, but often their first big gig. Because we set it up, it's a big gig. There are hundreds of people watching, you know, that's how we set it up. But there is so much joy anchored to that event that then speaking becomes something that's much more safe, instead of being thrown in at the deep end somewhere where you're not held like that, somewhere where you're not safe, you know, or not that you're not safe, but you don't know that actually you remember that situation by being scared or by being fretful, whereas actually there's that much joy anchored to it that it will anchor joy to every other speaking gig that you do, because you know you're able to tap into that time of joy. Do you go to the same toilet place every time, apart from your house?
Yes, and if it's not that one toilet cubicle, it feels slightly miffed. I have to go to the one next door to it, because there must be something in the back of my head going, well, that next door was fine, so this one probably was.
Yes, you can't go to the one at the other end of the stalls.
The one down there, don't go in that one. Yeah.
It's out with funny things. We've got Sarah Parky's watching along. Sarah Parky's actually on our brand new cohort, so she's signed up this time. Can't wait to break my story up. My disability is only part of the story. We've got some phenomenal advocates and some phenomenal missions that are taken to the stage this time. So very, very excited about that. Kate, what about the investment of it? Because it's not small change, is it? It's a wedge.
Yeah, it is. Do I say the thing that coaches say? I'm going to say the thing coaches say is that you have to, if you're not prepared to invest in yourself, you're not prepared to change.
Right.
And that's, I think, the other thing is how much I changed as a person over those 6 months as well. That yes, I got to have the experience of standing on a stage, but I got to understand myself, my backstory, where I fit into my own life.
Yeah.
And actually having much more, feeling much more validated about my perfectly normal life, actually. Thank you. The change is not just, I'm paying how much to go and stand on a stage. It's not it. It's the whole process. It's the kind of, the transformation that I went through as a person, plus all of the stuff that you learn. So the fact that I know now how to craft my TED talk when that happens, and I know
when that happens,
boobs, and I know about my this, that, I know all of those things. And I
love that the majority of people only know about my saggy boobs on the inside of my programs, by the way.
But you know, I now know how to craft talks. I now know how to do all of those things. So I have the technical knowledge. I have a dog who wants to cuddle. You don't get one of those as part of the program. Sorry.
We don't. Sorry, there are no canines that we give away as part of the.
Oh, this one wants to be on a stage as well. Come on.
Never work with children and animals.
Oh my God, especially not this one. So there is the standing on the stage. There is the change that will happen with you. There is all the sort of the technical information that I now know about how to craft the next talk and the next talk and the next talk.
Yeah.
And then where to position myself after that as well. There are so many different layers to it.
Yeah.
But the other thing to say is that this is a mastermind. So the other people who are on the journey with you are, oh my God.
I love that you do this. Everybody does this. Everyone grabs their heart when they talk about the rest of the cohort.
Oh my God. Because you are going through some shit together. You will go a lot of shit together. Not least Wobble Week, where you all go, not going to affect me, I'm going to be fine. What the hell? What?
So for anybody watching, there is built into the program, because I know this happens, is 2 weeks before the event we have what's called Wobble Week, and that is a facilitated session where everyone can just share the fact that they are shitting themselves, because that is the week where I get the most people saying I can't do this. I get the most people who are like, I can't remember it, I don't know what I'm doing, I forgot what I'm talking about, regardless, like we've been working with each other for like 5 months previous. But yeah, building in Wobble Week. Wobble Week is an experience in and of itself, and again, a testament to how much growth you can have and you can go through, because even off of the back of that week, people come through it and they go, and I haven't pushed myself, like actually pushing themselves through a comfort zone in a very specific way, instead of just deciding to pick up the phone and make a sales call, actually really going through that pushing through process is, I mean, I love it. I get that excited when someone says, oh, I can't do it. I'm like, yes, we're here. I'm ready for you. Come and tell me all about it. I got you.
Yeah, it's such a big thing. And I remember that week, because we were on that, and there were about 3 people who wouldn't even put their video cameras on. No. And we all did it. We all stood up on that stage, and we all came off the stage going, I want to go again.
I want to go again. And I think that one of the great things is that I understand that process so well that I know when everyone's going to feel things. So when everyone's really excited at the beginning, and we really capitalize on that, and when people are a little bit, feeling a little bit worried at the beginning with the story finding, is that enough? Have we got the talk here, Dani? Like, have we got any other talks other than this, Dani, or are we just doing the one? Because like we're meant to get a few out of this. So then there's I'm doing it, I'm writing, oh my God, I've got to talk. And then there's oh shit, I can't do it because I can't remember it all. And it just this whole, there's nothing that can prepare anybody, even though I try to tell you. And the only thing that I can say every time is trust the process. I've got to trust the process.
And different people. I was very blasé in Wobble Week, was fine on the live, and then came off it and then went,
what the fuck? If they're worried, should I be worried? I'm worried now. Oh my God, I'm worried.
I'm worried that I'm not worried. I'm worried. Should I be more worried? And then I went fixated about what kind of trainers I should be wearing. Yeah, and also that then there was a full week of everybody showing everybody what the clothes were going to be, and do you think this and this and this and this?
Right.
The I say sisterhood. I know that this is completely inclusive, but it's that sisterhood, that kind of wolf pack of
togetherness.
We are here together.
Yeah,
is such a huge thing. So it's an investment, but it is. And I sound like a coach, but it is such an investment in you that it's that you've got the technical, you've got the path, you've got the what do you do next, you've got all of those things. But the how you hold people for 6 months and where a journey you take them on has made, I mean, that's probably made more difference in my business than anything else that I've invested in.
I'm starting not to get emotional when you guys talk about it, because I'm like, because
do you want to join?
I'm like, I want to do it. Who's going to do it for me? And here's the thing, there is nobody else doing this. So like I've looked out there and I've gone, what are speaker coaches giving out there right now? What are they doing for people? What are the transformations? What are their speakers walking away with? Because I think it's really important, if you engage in something, that you're able to walk away with something. With people talk about ROI or what have you, but there's the speaker reels and there's the speaker sheets and there's the photography and all of that's actually being able to go away with something as well. There's nobody doing it. No. I'm like, how is there nobody? I mean, I'm happy I'm the only one doing it, because it means that I get the best people working with me, and it's brilliant. If anyone is sat on the fence right now, and they're watching this and they're going, I really want to do this, and they are worried, they might be worried about the investment, or they might be worried about, are they ready, or what would you say to them?
So I'm going to say, do it. because I want to do it again.
Yeah.
But yes, it is an investment. No, you shouldn't be doing this if it's going to stop you being able to feed your kids. But if you can afford to do this, monthly payments, all of that good stuff.
Yeah.
If you can afford to do it, the investment in yourself and in your business is phenomenal. The visibility that you get as a result of it, the authority building that you get as a result of it, where people I'm constantly having people asking me to come and talk at their summits, or they're this or they're that. I saw that you did Be Inspired. I saw that you've done this. I saw that you've done that. But also having the confidence to be able to say, yes, I am a speaker. I am a speaker. That's a wonderful feeling to say.
And is it just like, are you putting your hand up? And if so, because that's right at the very beginning for me, that was the worry, is that someone has said, or can I have who can do speaking on business? And I went, I'm a speaker. I got 20 years experience on stage, 15 years experience in corporate and then learning and development. I've been speaking my whole bloody grown up life. I'm a late teen life, but I had nothing to prove it. I know in this outside world, outside of corporate, outside of my CV that no one gives a shit about, I had nothing to prove to anybody that I had form, that I was able to hold a room, that I had this expertise, and having those assets is really helpful. So
the assets are such a big thing, and worth the investment on their own.
If you were to go around and have a videographer there and have a photographer there, and if you were to have a designer there, you'd be paying all kinds of money for that to happen anyway.
Yeah.
Bargainous.
Yeah, it is when you add all of the component parts together, it is an absolute bargain. And you cannot be in safer hands than with the gorgeous Dani Wallace. You cannot be in safer hands.
Thank you.
Please do it.
I love you, Kate Davis. I bloody love you. I've not paid any of these people, by the way, in these interviews. I have not paid anybody to come on. These are all people who have actively, when I've said, can anyone come and do an interview? Every single one of these people went, absolutely fucking yes, and snap that. So Kate, thank you so much for spending some time with me and talking to everybody today. I love you.
Absolute pleasure. I love you too.
That's Kate Davis. Everybody, please do go and find out more about her. She's a phenomenal leadership coach. You can find her on LinkedIn. I figure Kate, it's just Kate Davis across everywhere, isn't it? It is. But go and find her. She is absolutely phenomenal. Her content is brilliant as well. It's absolutely on point. And teaches you loads, even if you just go and engage with her content to start with. That was Kate Davis. She was on our previous cohort of Be Inspired. I'm going to play you out with a video that actually features our very own Kate Davis. Thank you for joining me for our lives. Today, I've really, really loved having a chat with you all about Be Inspired. If anybody wants to know more about Be Inspired, come and give me a shout. Just get into my DM, slide in there and say, Dani, can we have a chat about Be Inspired? The answer is absolutely fucking yes. All right. I will see you. Will I see you later? I'm going to have to check now because I should know these things, shouldn't I? But I don't. I will see you tomorrow with more lives and more loveliness around Be Inspired. Check your emails this afternoon as well. I've got a little cheeky email coming to you, really breaking down what is a part of the programs that I'm sharing with you at the moment. We've got Be Heard Pro and Be Inspired for all of you, regardless of what point you are at on your journey, whether you're ready to do something like Be Inspired or you're just ready to speak about your business on the Be Heard program. I'm going to leave you with this, featuring our very own Kate Davis, and I'll see you all tomorrow. Take care.
My name is Dani Wallace, and I'm the Queen Bee. I grew up on the council estates of Preston, and I was furious when I found out that the Queen was born the Queen. So I set about creating the I Am the Queen Bee movement to help more people show up for Wise Up and Rising and reclaim their birthright to success. There's this quote that goes, aerodynamically bees should not be able to fly, their little wings shouldn't get their fat little bodies off the ground, and bees don't care what humans think is impossible, bees fly anyway. And so I wanted to create a space and community where we could do what bees do when they're building something new and festoon and link arms and help each other.
I need to get to know this woman. I need it in my life.
Who is this woman? I need a piece of that.
As a survivor of domestic abuse and homelessness and clawing my way back up from rock bottom, I wanted to be able to put my hand behind me and say, come with me. You don't have to struggle.
I had a dream of something that I wanted to do, and Dani, she got me there.
You're just me!
How the bloody hell did I get here?
Often as business owners, we hide behind our businesses. But as the saying goes, closed mouths don't get fed. If you're not speaking about your business, who's gonna know about it? If you're not speaking about your mission and how you can help people, how are you gonna help the people you wanna help?
I just made a wish come true.
A speaking coach is somebody who's gonna be the hands at your back.
Well, Dani made a wish come true. She helped me get there.
I'm buzzing.
It's life-changing.
What an amazing journey.
Oh my goodness me, I loved it. Oh, I loved it.
We actively encourage people to be themselves because that's the most magnetic thing about you. What people gain when they participate and be inspired is that spark of belief in themselves that creates a furnace, that creates a bonfire, that creates an inferno.
Wow.
It has been nothing short of life-changing.
It doesn't stop there. The community creates bonds and friendships that are absolutely forged for life. It really does become so much more than speaking.
How are you feeling?
It felt like I'd picked up to this really enormous thing.
That was awesome.
Epic.
Phenomenal.
It was a bit more intense than I thought it was going to be. Exhilarating. Went fast.
It felt amazing.
Exhausted.
Thinking at all about wanting to stand on a stage yourself or running a workshop, get in touch with Dani, you will not regret it.
You want somebody like that in your corner. It was brilliant. The atmosphere was set, the stage was set, and it was smashing.
The Be Inspired Mastermind is for anybody who is ready to take the leap to the next step in their business. You can get in touch with me by following me across the socials at the Queen Bee Dani, or you can head on to my website where you can learn more about the incredible things that we do as part of IATQB. It's www.iamthequeenbee.co.uk. That's peace.